It's really, really, really late or early, depending on how you look at it. But I'm going to go ahead and just make this real brief, and I hope nobody's little Periscope whistle went off where it wakes you up or where it woke you up. But this is just a little brief message because I just happened to come across it. I'm actually a pretty light sleeper, and I'll get like an hour or two of sleep, and then I'll wake up, kind of mill around a little bit, then I'll go back to bed. And I was milling around a little bit, and I happened to come across this scope. Hello, what's up? I'm going to try to make this brief because it's really late or early, however you want to look at it, but definitely not Periscope hours. For us anyway, not anymore. But this is the title in there is a little message for Don Stakes. I won't let him do you like that, man. I don't know you, but I just happened to come across, I woke up and hell, the stars align, and I come across this feed where I hear a bunch of people or a couple people in the scope, and they're playing all self-righteous, and I heard something now. I could be getting this wrong, so it's possible because you can come in on the middle of a conversation and kind of misconstrue things or not get everything completely accurate. But from what I heard, this group of individuals was kind of dogging you out and stuff, saying that you should have called out Tina Piazza and how you kind of got put in a situation where you're dead to rights because, those people over there are so wonderful, including that lawyer over there, Materna, that was running her mouth in them comments over there, that Karen Pettit Materna. Well, see, I'm a giving person. So is my wife, despite the fact that we're a little vile at times, but we really are good people. And I ain't going to let them do you like that, man. I'm going to give you a little bit of information. It'll be tomorrow because my wife NJ, I'm sure you've heard of her. She'll have to dig through, but hey, you know what? Sharing is caring. And it's kind of funny how they're over there calling you out for not calling Tina Piazza out for the whole, putting kids' names in periscopes and all that good stuff, and how you should, how you've basically just ruined your character on here and your integrity or whatever the hell they were trying to say over there, with Pam and whoever that vicious lady is. And then you got Materna down there in the comments, the moral crew over there. Well, tomorrow, we'll put it in the title so you'll know, Mr. Stakes. But we'll go ahead and put on screen. Because see, there was once upon a time where we actually thought Karen Materna was a good person. And it just so happens that she's really not. I mean, I think everybody can figure that out by now. But there's a chat that we happen to have, like a private message chat, like you group chat on Facebook. Because that's how a lot of us communicate, And within that chat, what you'll see is the moral police over there that's trying to hold you to this, this high standard and how you should, you've made yourself look bad because you didn't call Miss Piazza out for what she's done, and how that's not tolerated, using children's names and all that good stuff. Well, it just so happens that Miss Materna, see, she plays, she's got many personalities, and in inboxes she has one personality where she's just straight up the devil. And she'll use kids' names, and see what she does is she won't put it under the scope names that people know her under. She goes and creates fake accounts, and then she will put so nobody knows it's her. And then she'll use children's names. Like, it happens to be one of her best friends now. She actually used her best friend now, then her enemy, now her best friend. She used her granddaughter's names, little bitty kids. Used her granddaughter's name in one of her accounts on Periscope. And see, nobody would have known about it, but see, she was putting that information into a chat. But see, that's okay because see, the clan over there, see, they like to do dirty things like that. You know, at least Miss Piazza, she'll just come out and flat out tell you who she is. So I can respect people. If you can do some vile, nasty shit and you can own it, most of the time there's a reason for it. It's usually because people get tired of people's bullshit. And they'll get nasty and they'll get vile. And people that are unaware of why they're doing it get angry, but there's always a reason most of the time. It's them little fake sons of bitches you got to worry about. Them ones that come out and they want to play the moral police, and you know, they try to pin people down with what's right and what's wrong and make you look bad on Periscope. All the while, the ones that are calling you out and trying to make you look morally bad are usually the dirtiest motherfuckers on Periscope. They're the ones that will create the fake profiles and go do all their dirty talking and all their vile shit they do. And then they come back on their own profiles and they want to play, I don't know, good, fine, upstanding lawyer, for instance, you know. So, like I've told you before, Mr. Stakes, I have no problems whatsoever in you coming out and just telling me or telling the world that you don't agree with me or my wife and the vile shit that we've done on here. But I can assure you that it's in response to the vile shit these people have done. But nevertheless, I don't expect you to agree with it, but I like to help folks out. Because see, I know these people's game. And what they do is they try to get unsuspecting people that come into this, and they try to trap them. And they play that same game with people that come into this that they do with everybody else. Because they want you to somehow be, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I guess they think that people will be silenced because of their embarrassment. But see, it's all smoke and mirrors. That's what it is. Because the ones like us that come out and we tell you who we are, and then we say a whole bunch of nasty shit to these people, well, that's because they deserve it. They deserve it because they're nasty ass liars. They're nasty ass manipulators. They're very disgusting people. But see, they don't want the public to know that. They don't want the public to know that what they are is internet bullies. And what they are is manipulators. And I've been saying this for a while. Smoke and mirrors, exactly. I've been saying this for a while. One thing that I don't like in a person as far as their character, I can hang with the rudest people on the planet. I really can, because I'm generally not a rude person. I like to treat everybody with respect. I don't like to make people feel uncomfortable. But if that's your personality and it's who you are, it's called being real. We hear that term a lot. Being real. Just be who you are. Don't be anything other than who you are, because if you are fake to people, what you're doing is you're insulting their intelligence. And I don't like that. I don't like for people to try to insult my intelligence by lying to me. I don't like people to use my willingness to trust people against me so they can try to hurt me or embarrass me or use me or piss me off. If you don't like me, just fucking tell me you don't like me. If you think I'm beneath you, then just by God, say it. But don't fucking try to insult my intelligence. And I think a lot of people on here, with this little band of idiots, they insult people's intelligence by lying to them. And it's always the ones that are out here. Do you align with this? If you can't stand up, what are you doing in their scope? That means that you align with everything that they do. And that means that you're condoning and this and that. No, actually, what it is we're all a bunch of grown-ups. And this is an app. And we can pretty much go anywhere on the app that we choose. And a band of thugs have decided that they can bully lie to, manipulate anybody that comes on this app that might be interested in certain people on here and their story, that they have a right to all gang up on certain people and try to bully them over to their side and basically pressure somebody to not have a free will and just kind of pretty much do what the hell they want. Because last I checked, people like Materna and Pam and Shauna and Rob and, my God, the rest of the clan, I don't think that they own Periscope. I don't think they do. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think they do. But from time to time, when I see that they come on and they start that, oh my God, we got Mr. Stakes today because he couldn't call out Tina Piazza knowing what she's done. Well, I've never seen none of them calling out Miss Materna and the countless others. I've had my grandkid and all my children put onto one picture on Periscope that was friends with all those people. And they just laughed it up. They thought it was all funny. Best friends with them today, as a matter of fact. So, see, my world, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. In my world, I will play tit for tat. In my world, I will get just as nasty as you MFers want to get. That's my world. Now, that's not always everybody's world. If people want to publicly keep their dignity and their integrity when it comes to what comes out of their mouth, even when whatever argument they give these people they damn well deserve, if that's your choice, hey, I respect that. Don't mind it. That's fine. But I could give two shits about public perception myself. I believe in giving back to people what they give you until you feel satisfied, and then just move on and leave them sitting there with their mouth open. And then they can continue their bullshit, and then we just disappear. But I haven't got to that point yet. I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet. But just to reiterate, I'm sorry I'm making this up a little longer than usual because, a lot of times when I hit the live button, I talk more than I want to, or that I need to. But Mr. Stakes, you can throw it right back in their court. You can ask them, and you can play the same game. Miss Vicious and Miss Pam and all the rest of you ass clowns over there. Now that I've brought you proof of your bestie, actually a lawyer. See, we're all just a bunch of. I'm not speaking for all y'all on this app, but me personally, I'm not a very distinguished person. Don't have a real high education. Damn sure not a lawyer. I'm not on the upper echelon of society by any means. But, for those ones that want to get on here and they want to, gloat about it, how their intelligence and their education level, such as Karen Materna, because she's one of the, the victims in all this, according to her. But, she's so much better than all of us. Well, you can take the information that I give you that my wife puts together, and we'll put it on a little scope. We'll make it real. We'll kind of condense it down where you can just take it and you can record it, and then you can take it over there and say, well, can you explain this? And just basically use the same words that they used against you today. Are you going to denounce Miss Materna for this? I mean, she's and you can see, you can even throw in. See, Tina Piazza is not a distinguished lawyer. She doesn't get on here and profess to be the best that society has to offer, just like the rest of us. We don't do that. But boy, Miss Materna and that clan over there, oh man, they're who everybody needs to aspire to be like. And we should all be just like them. Well, you can ask them why they're not denouncing one of their buddies over there. Why don't they oust Miss Materna? Because she's done some of the dirtiest, nastiest shit on here that you could possibly do to another human being on an app. So I'll put that out for you. Sharing is caring. So with that said, sorry if y'all hear it wonder, sometimes people listen to background noise. What I'm doing is I'm making cigarettes in my little cigarette machine for tomorrow morning when I get up. But y'all have a wonderful night. Mr. Stakes, when you hear this, I hope you have a wonderful day whenever it is that you may hear it. And we will try to get that out. We won't forget as soon as possible. We won't forget. So, don't get nervous. Like, I'm not just going to say it, won't do it. We'll find it for you. And then you can take it on over to that little clan over there and watch them change the subject again. But, hey, they're good at that. They'll just move on to something else, like they always do. Thus, the reason why people like Miss Piazza and people like me and a few others on here get tired of showing proof, because it does no good. Because they just simply skip around it and go on to the next manipulative lie. See, I prefer just to come on here and call them a bunch of names, say a bunch of vile, nasty shit to them, and watch them lose their fucking mind and call every state agency and federal agency on the planet, CPS, FBI, local police, county police. Oh shit! Any agency that the damn dog catchers, whoever the hell that is that regulates your damn dogs. Because see, they don't like being stood up against. Matter of fact, it really pisses them off. But yeah, you can watch them squirm a little bit, watch them change the subject. It's pretty funny to watch when they do it, though, actually. But yeah, and Miss Piazza, if you happen to watch this, I think you're one hell of a periscoper. You got a knack for that shit. You really do. You've come out and you have basically handed them their ass for a while now. And along with, Abe, I like Abe. He's a really good dude. And Abe, I'm sure he doesn't agree with a lot of shit that we've done. This is not about, I'm endorsing Abe, or Abe is endorsing me, or I'm endorsing Don Stakes, or Don Stakes is endorsing me. No, I just find some pretty cool things about each one of you, and I ain't got no problems with you. I think y'all are pretty cool fucking people. Amy Lynn, I think that's another one. I know she hasn't endorsed a lot of bad shit I've said on here, and I'm cool with that. I just know who I am, and I know from the place in which it came from, and I feel, and I determined, because I'm an adult, that what was said was warranted to be said to certain people, because proof doesn't matter to these people. Sometimes you just got to hit them right square dead in the no-no and watch them cry. So, I think each one of y'all are pretty cool folks, reasonable, not insane like that crew over there. They just think they can just run Periscope. I think, Periscope, in their mind, is owned by them. We should all have to get their permission to speak. And we should have to sign an agreement that says that we will just let them have it, and we will just shut up and be silenced, because if not, they're going to try and use every little thing you say. They're going to poke and poke and poke and poke you, and just wait and watch for you to say something so they can call the FBI and get you put in federal penitentiary. Or they'll wait for you to say something personal about your life, and they'll contact your family. Or they'll actually dig your family up. They'll dig your job up. They'll call your job. Anything they can, because they don't want their ill-perceived fame on a fucking app to be compromised. Think of the level of insanity that is, really. Think about that. The level of insanity that has to run through one's mind. And apparently it runs through people's minds that are even accomplished people, like such as lawyers, for Christ's sake. That you're willing to take it to that level with people because you feel like you own a fucking app that you don't own. Good God Almighty. Okay, well, this is my last cigarette I'm going to make. But y'all have a wonderful, oh shit, it's 3:31 in the morning. So what's left of the night or this early morning? Oh yeah, she is definitely insane. That woman, we have a chat with her that spanned for several months. And you talk about insane. Good God, to think that woman walks into a courtroom and has anything to do with anything other than like fuck, I wouldn't even trust her with bankruptcy, for Christ's sake. I don't know, like, what's some bullshit in a courtroom? Like, what's some, like fucking, I don't know much about it. Let's think, like, you know, you have them courtrooms when fucking businesses are fighting over dumb shit, you know, like a bunch of big ass words nobody understands, like contracts and shit like that, you know, practice that kind of law, but stay out of anything that affects anything about any human being on the planet, because that's just fucking scary. It really is. It's fucking scary. To think she's in family law, for Christ's sake, that's the most precious thing in life is family. To think that woman has anything to do with a family, good God Almighty. It's actually very scary. It's a sign of the times, folks. That's what it is. Sign of the times. Oh, she is full of hot air. She's a perpetual victim. She'll turn any fucking situation. She can come on here and run amok. And basically with intelligent and well put together sentences and closing arguments, just as she does in her courtrooms, full of shit, but she just words it correctly. She'll come on here and poke and poke and poke and personally attack a family, not in a ghetto way like I would, but, you know, more professional like. And then, boy, you fire back and all of a sudden she's a victim and her kids are fucking in danger and the FBI needs to protect her and she needs to hire bodyguards. And, I mean, you know, it's outrageous is what it is. It's fucking mental illness. Straight up mental illness. But at the same time, kind of comical. Really, to be honest with you. That tapping sound you hear is me packing the cigarette down. In case any people want to know what I'm doing. Well, oh yeah, Shauna, Materna, Pam. They're all. If you listen to them, I always say this about that group of people. Is they're those ones that it's like if you take your left hand, and I always ask people to do this, take your left hand or your dominant hand, left, right hand, you know, because you got your phone in one hand. So take your free hand. And what I want you to do is I want you to take your hand, the palm of your hand, I want you to look at it, your free hand. And then I want you to turn your palm away from you, facing the opposite direction. And then in one swift motion, relax your neck, throw it backwards, relax your hand, and then throw it up against your forehead and just say, oh, the agony. Biggest bunch of dramaful motherfuckers I ever did see. It's that type of behavior. Because see, young females, like, you know, you can expect that. Anybody that's ever had a daughter, you know, they go through that dramaful stage. I mean, they're kind of dramaful, and I'm not speaking ill, so no females get mad, but y'all know this. I'm not saying all females, but most females have a tendency to be quite dramaful. Kind of up through like their young teenage years, you know. Really at the height of it, around 13, 14, 15, they start peaking at the drama. But then they start, you know, then they kind of come into more, you know, starting to grow up. And then they kind of start on a decline where, you know, they're feminine, but they're not dramatic. But see, there's always those few people, you know, you got Shauna, Materna, and Pam. Oh my God. They never got out of there. They're like that 13-year-old girl that's always down there at the blacktop. And she's in the middle of the basketball court while all the boys are trying to play basketball, just tapping her foot and slinging her hair around and popping her bubble gum. And purposely in the way of the damn basketball game on the court and just kind of putting her shoulder out there to wait to get hit by the boy just so she can fall on the ground and cry for a teacher to come over there and say that somebody's bullied her. Y'all remember that girl at school? Y'all remember that? I do. And I went to a lot of schools, and there was always one girl that would do that. Or when you play wall ball, anybody played wall ball? Y'all remember when you get the tennis ball and you throw it up against the wall, and the kid who missed it, he had to run to the wall, and you could pound him in the back, you know, with the tennis ball before he reached the wall. But you'd always have that girl that would walk, that dramaful ass girl that would walk right in the middle of the game, and they'd get run over, and then go cry to the principal, and everybody get their butt whooped that ran over the little girl that was being dramaful. Yep, that's Shauna. Oh, yeah. All of them. It's crazy as hell. And these are 40 and 50-year-old women. 40 and 50-year-old women out here trying to play the moral police, and they're the most unmoral, immoral, however the hell you say it, people on the damn planet. But see, they do it all behind the scenes, and they do it with manipulation, public manipulation, and somehow they think they're justified in the shit. Well, they can kiss my ass, as far as I'm concerned. They just kiss my ass. But off topic, I'm sorry. Mr. Stakes, I'll get you that proof tomorrow. You can throw the ball back in their court. As for me, I'll come on here when I feel like it. And then other times I'm really kind of tired of the whole thing, to be honest with you. Because for every lie that you shoot down, there'll be 10 more that come. Because that's what these people, proof for what? I'll give you a quick rundown. I said in the beginning, but I don't mind doing it again if you come in late. There's a scope being made where they're saying over there that Don Stakes was basically humiliated or ruined or whatever because he wouldn't call Tina Piazza out for having a child's name as one of her Periscope names. And then he saw the proof and he wouldn't denounce it or whatever. And I didn't hear what all the conversation was, but they were basically trying to make him feel like shit. But see, the thing is the very people that were calling him out for not calling her out are, one of them is I can show, I'm sorry, I'm going to go to bed, man, no disrespect, or woman, I don't know which one you are. But I'm going to show Mr. Stakes where Miss Materna herself, the one that was running her mouth in the comments about how much she loves children, I have a chat where she, because see, nobody would ever know it, but see, behind the scenes, she created a fake profile so nobody would know it was her and put pictures of a woman's minor grandkids on as her profile pic. And then this bitch she's got the nerve to sit over there with Vicious and Pam and all the rest of them wanting Don Stakes to call out Pam or Tina for what she does. Bullshit, motherfuckers. Y'all call out your bullshit because y'all assholes been doing that shit for a long time. But then when you get it back, you want to try to make people feel bad. You want newcomers to call it out. Well, if we're going to call it out, how about we call it all out? How about that? Sounds like a plan to me. I said I've had my grandkids put up there. I've had my children put as photos up there. I've had all kinds of shit done to me, and they're all with them same people over there, and none of them call them out. But I love the proof. See, I'm just not going to tell you that Karen Materna is guilty of that. But I'm going to show you that Karen Materna is guilty of that. And then you can go right back over to that same scope where they think that they owned your ass or wrecked your ass or whatever the hell they wanted to say. And then you can ask them, well, what about this? You know, how they did you. Well, what about this, Miss Vicious? And what about this, Miss Pam? And oh, Miss Materna. And they'll all take a big old boof, and then they'll just completely divert onto something else. Oh, so you are Don Stakes. Okay, well, hey, Don, sorry I can't let you on right now. No disrespect, dude, if that's you, because I think that's what I just read. But I'll get you that proof tomorrow where you can take it, run it right back over there for them all to see on how they do the same shit. They don't call out none of their friends when they do that bullshit. They've been doing it for a long time. All right, man. You have a good night. We'll get that out tomorrow. I can't promise you when, but I'll make sure and put it in the title. And then, I don't know if you get the notification over here, but I'm sure somebody can, it gets relayed somehow. And, oh yeah, I believe, I think I saw your name somewhere. I'm pretty sure, I think I saw you on a scope actually talking. So I do believe that's you. But, yeah. Sharing is caring, dude. Got to look out for each other when it comes to these manipulative bastards over there. A bunch of damn little cockroaches. All right, man. Well, y'all have a good night, good morning, whatever the hell it is, and wherever the hell it is where y'all are at. And I'll be talking to y'all later. Have a good one.